Welcome to Coach's Roundtable. I'm Ed Codi. To my right is Swami George Abraham. To my left, the Tiger Albert Campman. Guys, all kinds of playoffs going on. WPL semis, WPL championship games, PIA semifinals, where everything's coming to an end
time of
here.
year, Eddie.
It's that time of the year. It's exciting. Let's go to Spotlight High School football. You know, the list is dwindling because fewer teams. Rushing, Luke Gehring of Carn City, 172 yards. Shane Thompson of Slippery Rock High School, 154. Passing, Joey Prentice of North Catholic, 242 yards, 3 touchdowns. Chris Hood of Newcastle, 196. Ryan Palmieri of Pine Richland, 168. Sean O'Shea of Seneca Valley, 120. And Max Schnoor of Butler, 110. Receiving, Mike Wells of Newcastle, 104. Albert, is he a Division I player? Here he's
Going to YSU.
Is that where he's going?
He's going to YSU.
He's an outstanding defensive player.
He's going to YSU.
He's going to play offense or defense?
They don't know yet. But I just heard last night that's where he's going to play football.
Daniel Long, North Catholic, 6 for 93. Alex Goches of Pine Richland, 7 for 78. Kyle Topinski of North Catholic, 3 for 59. Brandon Ross of Seneca Valley, 8 for 54.
I want to say something right now, Eddie, on that because you made my mind work. It's this time of year that I really pay attention to who's the rushing leaders because I think that's who wins this time of year. I go all season.
You're agreeing with me.
All season. I don't think it means a thing. But I think when the weather gets like it is now, and all of a sudden you can't throw the ball like you can, like they drop and it's cold. Who can run the football? That's why I listen closely to who run the football.
I think it's important all the time.
I know
you do. Those. Hey, high school football playoffs, WPL 6A semis. Central Catholic 42, Seneca Valley 21. The Raiders finished 7-4. Mount Lebanon 28. North Allegheny 17. North Allegheny finishes 7-5. When's the last time they had 5 losses in the season?
Now, let me say this: they could have saved themselves 14 weeks.
Yeah.
Look at this.
It's
you
only have 8 teams and 5 in the playoffs or 6 in the playoffs,
they're
whatever
just
it is.
recycling the same.
What happened
thing.
was, I'll tell you why they're 7-5. Mount Lebanon gave them 2 or 3 losses.
Yeah.
2 losses to Mount
See,
Lebanon.
that's not
9-3.
One to Central, one to Seneca Valley.
Yeah,
Normally Mount Lebanon was a win, and now it's not.
But I mean, it's been a long time since they had 5 losses.
No, it won't. No, it won't go easy.
Championship game will be Central Catholic 9-2, Mount Lebanon 11-0. That will be at Norwin on Friday night.
They're 2 best teams. Well, I like when the 2 best teams get together.
This is a toss-up game.
Yeah,
really is.
I believe it too. Yes.
5A Pine Richland squeaked by Peters Township 20-14. The semis, Moon 11-0 versus one of the hottest teams around, Penn Hills 8-3. The Penn Hills Indians have won 7 in a row. Dangerous team.
I'm taking Penn Hills.
Hey, don't tell me about Penn Hills.
Yeah,
we've
God.
had this discussion for 30 years. Just go to a game there once, and you'll leave if they do lose, and you'll say, "Ha!"
Yeah, people who are involved in sports, like us 3,
and you
will
know
say,
what
job? One of the top 3 jobs in
either sport.
Yeah,
and you know what they don't get credit for? They look at their skilled player. They don't talk about those guys up front. No. They got big, tough people.
My buddy was the head coach there.
Yeah,
I was telling him. So I go down before the game to see them, and they're coming out. First, and I'm looking. First, these fast guys come out for 5 minutes. Then these monsters come out, and I said to myself, "They have everything you need here."
Because they're not 6A. See,
they were 6A before.
Yeah, but I'm talking right now. They're not 6A, so they're a dominant team.
When I was playing in high school, we scrimmaged them every year.
They're great.
And then when I was coaching, we scrimmaged them and played them.
Was that Andy Urbanik? Who was the coach?
Yeah,
Andy Urbanik.
That's all.
And before him was Lou Nemick.
Okay.
So I'm coaching at Butler, and a buddy of mine from Penn Hills who I played against, he played at Clarion, walking in, this kid walks in front of me. I goes, "Who's that?" He was a freshman. I said, what? 6'3", 245. Bill Fraley. Bill
my.
Fraley.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, my.
Adonis.
Yes.
Adonis, all muscled up.
Greatest. Bob Davies
Hey,
still
we have
says
a buddy.
best high school player he's ever seen.
We
in
have a
Pennsylvania.
buddy from Sharon that went against him every day in practice at Pitt. He said he got beat up every day.
Hey, the other games in Penn Trafford 9-2 versus Pine Ridge 7-4. I'm picking Penn Trafford to win it all.
I'm picking Pine
9-2.
Ridge.
I'll pick a pie too.
I'm
I
picking
had him
Pine.
from the
No.
beginning.
Yep.
Okay, I think
Okay.
Penn Trafford's been hot. They lost by 2 points to Moon. I think they would like that rematch. They're motivated. Hey, 4A semis. Bell Vernon 9-0 versus Thomas Jefferson 7-2. Eloquippa 9-1 versus McKeesport 9-2. Who wins it all here?
Are those four good
How about
teams?
those 4 teams?
Oh, my goodness. Thomas Jefferson's healthy. And I said that.
Yeah.
They finally got healthy
But-
last week, and they whooped somebody's butt badly. Look out for Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah,
You know how
they
they play.
beat up an undefeated Hampton 42-14.
Yeah, I'll take Bell Vernon as a team. They've been there all year.
Don't count the quips.
I'll
out.
take that.
You can't never,
Yeah,
no,
but-
you count the quips out.
He's stupidest thing
You
to do in the
haven't-
world.
You don't have any old newspapers.
This
if
kid
you
was
count the
running.
quips.
This kid was running on the news, and they said Hayes goes for another touchdown. So I called my buddy. He said he's ninth grader. You got to see what he looks like. He's a ninth.
The last
grader.
one I saw was a dude from Woodland Hills that went to Penn State.
Yeah,
I'm
Davis.
looking at this guy, and I called him. I said, "No, this guy can't be in
So
ninth
what? It
grade.
was
I don't care
Davis.
what they're saying."
I tell you, when I was in high school, that rivalry with Eloquippa was something.
Oh,
We were both
the Quips.
undefeated my senior year, and we struggled up at Sharon on a
Quips.
Friday night. We only beat Sharon 12-0. We were going to play them the next week. They played on Saturday. They were waiting for us. We were leaving the field. They were taunting us.
That's the
Taunting
Quips.
us. We said, we'll see you next week in Butler. And we whipped their butts
Quips,
good.
the
We
Quips.
whipped them up good. Hey, North Catholic 11-0 versus Avonworth in the 3A semis. North Catholic got by Keystone Oaks 48-41 in a shootout.
Yeah.
Central Valley 11-0 versus Elizabeth Forward 9-2. We know that.
That's a runaway
Yeah.
freight train.
Yeah, 41 points they gave up to Keystone Oaks.
So you have any idea what Central Valley's going to score?
Oh my
And
God!
they won't get their 48 either. That's the other.
Hey, 2A semis, Still Valley 11-0 versus a very hot Beaver Falls team. What have they won, 5 or 6 in a row?
They're not as good though. Still Valley's
They're
better.
not as
Still
good,
Valley's
but
better.
they
I mean,
can throw the
it'll be an
ball.
upset. They're throwing. Yeah, that's why I don't think they're as good.
If
They
it's
can't
a
run
bad
the ball.
night.
They can't run the ball like they
That's
used to.
unusual. They can't run
Yeah,
the
I
ball.
know. They throw.
Stowe Rock's 12-0 versus Sarah 12-1, and then Farrell. What are they? 11-0. They
yeah.
take on Westinghouse 9-1. That's at Couple Stadium
That's
in
a
the
Couple,
South
yeah,
Side.
yeah. I'm excited to see Farrell Stowe Rocks if that happens.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see that.
And in 1A, it's Olsh 8-3 versus Rochester 9-2. Olsh upset Clerton 29-15. Cornell 9-2 versus Bishop Canevin 11-1. I like Bishop Canevin.
Yeah, so do I. I like the same one.
District 10 6A championship, McDowell 40, Butler 21. Third straight title for the McDowell Trojans. Their 12th overall. Next up for McDowell 8-2. They play Alderdice at Couple Stadium. Butler finishes the season 5-5. District 3A, Slippery Rock High School 23, Hickory 17. What a game they had in the semifinal. Next up, Slippery Rock High School 8-1. They take on Grove City in the title game.
Wow, George knows a lot about both those teams.
Rematch.
This is a big rivalry, right, George?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And for years, Silverrock couldn't keep up.
Right.
The last Fort Wonder has done a great job. And they're good every year now. And this is a great game. Silverrock won the first one.
Yeah.
But they were down 14-0. The Grovers were before they got the ball. They fumbled after they went behind.
That's a game we have to get back up there and do.
Absolutely.
Now, Grove City's fallen off the radar for us. We get no coverage from them anymore. I tried, but without success.
I was going to say Thomas Jefferson said got healthy, so does Slip Rock. Slip
Yes.
Rock had 3 of their key players
Yeah,
were
get
out.
'em out.
They're back.
You get them back.
And District 9,
That
2.
game's at Silverrock, by the way.
Is that Slippery
Yeah,
Rock?
that's our year.
Slippery Rock University?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it wouldn't be a thing.
District 9 2A semis, Carn City 35, Central Clarion 7. Next up for Carn City 10-1. They take on Ridgeway for the championship.
Hey, let me give Card City. We've been here, what,
always
17 years?
Going on.
I have to say, they are as good year in and year out, if not better, than anybody we cover. They are always good.
And across the board, all their athletic programs,
Absolutely.
boys and girls
Absolutely.
basketball, their soccer
Absolutely.
teams,
But the football is at a different
Outstanding.
level.
There's a reason for that. We've been there. You know,
Great
the
facility.
support
They care.
and the facilities.
Yeah, that's right.
They really care about their programs.
absolutely.
I'm
Nice.
telling you, from the principals to the ADs to the community. Communities there. We went to a game. We get there at 6 o'clock. Get set up. they're already filled up in the stands. I mean, they love it.
And they're gracious hosts.
Absolutely.
And the facilities are as neat and as clean as you'll
beautiful.
find
Nice.
anywhere.
Absolutely. No, there's a pride there that matters.
There is.
Yes. District 9 1A, how about Union AC Valley 14, Smethport 8? They win their first ever playoff game. Next up
Congratulations.
for
That's
Union AC 9-2, they play Red Bank Valley for the championship.
You got to start someplace. When you win that game, that's
Yeah.
big. That's really big.
But then them coming together, as we said last week,
Yeah.
both of them were down to like 14, 15 players, and they couldn't even
Well,
practice.
Sharpsville and Middlesex pulled it off this year.
You know, the
good.
people that, you know what happens when there's change, people are probably saying when it happened.
Yeah.
I can't believe we're doing this.
Yeah, we don't.
Now,
Yeah.
they're happy in the stands. Yeah.
All
Hey,
the
this
kids,
Red Bank's been good for a while.
They
long
have
time.
been.
All the kids care about is having a good team.
Yes.
No. That's like they'll say about Rogers or something. I said, you know what those guys sitting next to him care about? Winning on
That's
Sunday.
all. Hey, soccer PIAA boys, 4A semis. Seneca Valley, the defending PIAA champs, they take on Peters Township. 2A semis, North Catholic versus Quaker Valley. Girls soccer, 3A semis. Mars, they keep rolling along, 18-0-1. They take on Plum. And in 2A semis, North Catholic versus Avonworth. Girls volleyball, PIAA, 4A semis. North Allegheny and Shaler meet for the fourth time this year. Shaler has 2 losses, both NA. NA has 1 to Shaler. NA looking for their 4th straight state championship.
good
3A semis, Freeport versus Hampton. This is the 3rd trip to the semis for Freeport in the last 4 years. This is Hampton's first ever.
Yeah, the thing that rings true to me when you're reading that is North Catholic being so good in both.
Yes.
That's the first thing. They have a dynamite football team and their soccer. Usually they pull from each other because they're at the same time.
Yeah, they're good in so many different
The North
sports.
Catholic Quaker Valley is going to be a really good game.
That'll be-
Soccer.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. That could
really
be a
good.
1-0.
Because Quaker Valley's really good too.
1-0 game. Let's go to our stories of the week. College football, Pitt 30, North Carolina 23 in overtime. I was there, and dozens of scouts all over the place. The Pickett and Howell battle, that's why they were there. You guys give me your take. Pickett was 25 of 44, 346 yards, 3 TDs, and an interception. Howell was 22 of 33, 296, 2 TDs. Which way are you guys leaning? If you were scouts.
Well, I'm going to make a statement right now that's going to blow you out of my mind. I think both of them are better than everybody except Lawrence who came out this year. See, they're raving about these ones come out this year. I think Pick and Howell are both pro quarterbacks.
He's
I do
out
too.
this week. They said
I
he's
think they're
hurt.
both.
He's hurt. I was disappointed.
Who's hurt?
How?
Oh, is he?
I was disappointed. Guy 230 pounds. You can't quarterback sneak a half.
Let me get to that. Here's my take. Tell me what you think. If you want a quarterback who can move on a run, has very elusive. It's Pickett. But if you want someone, I think Howell has a stronger arm.
Oh, he definitely does.
So I don't know. You take which way do you go there?
I think Howell moves better than you
think.
think. I think Howell moves better than you think he
He-
does.
he does.
and I think Pickett has a better arm than you think he does. I think
That's possible.
I like both of them.
Yeah.
I think both of them are really good.
Yeah.
I mean, really, really good. Not just good.
No.
Really good.
Top first round good.
Yes.
Now, Pitt jumps out to a 17-0 lead, and I'm going to say this, pick up where you stopped there with that comment. Pitt should be sending Christmas cards to Mac Brown and offensive coordinator Phil Longo. Here's why. Down 23-7 in the 3rd, they score a touchdown. I see them coming out for 2. I go, what are you doing? They're chasing points.
Yeah.
So they don't get it. It's 23-13. I said to the guy next to me, I said, this is going to come back and haunt them. So late in the 4th quarter, they have a 1st and goal at the Pitt half-yard line and a great throw by Howell. They come out in a shotgun with Howell 7 yards deep.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm going,
In and it back, they 9.
What are they doing?
Yeah.
And then they took
Yeah,
their time.
so they're at the 7
The
anyway.
right tackle
Yeah,
jumped
yeah,
off sides.
yeah,
And I'm thinking, you have a 225-pound, 230-pound quarterback.
Yes.
You can't run a sneak. Then I watched Florida State later. They're down on the Miami one, 1st and goal. 3 straight quarterback sneaks. They win the game.
I watched Brady do it the other day. Is frail or whatever as he is. He's great at it.
Did Bart Starr, you imagine Lombardi sending out Starr in that Ice Bowl game, putting him in the spread? He got under center. They won the championship game.
It's one of our biggest pet peeves.
I don't understand.
I
The
don't either.
offensive coordinator, Phil Longo, or Mac Brown, has been coaching for 33 years. How do you do that to your team?
But here's the problem, Eddie.
It's
Everybody in the nation does it.
yeah.
But not everybody.
Oh, yes.
A lot of teams do.
Saban does it now. So I'm saying,
Lot
when he
of
went to
teams.
do it, It's a runaway freight train. Everybody goes shotgun.
Well, Florida
as I
State
said.
didn't hesitate. They got put the quarterback
Oh,
under
I saw it.
center.
I saw it. They did.
Three sneaks
And
and
you
do
know,
it.
that's the deal. We talk about it. We have a buddy who's a nut Penn State fan, and about 8-9 years ago, they started that. They get on the goal line or 4th and 1, and
They're in a
he
shotgun.
just goes and not. Even the Steelers, who were known for ground
The pros are in the
football.
shotgun. No, the pro. I said everybody does it. Everybody's in the shotgun.
But you tell me.
Oh, it's easier.
I'm no algebra major or
Yeah.
geometry major. But you tell
6
me
yards or whatever. Yeah, no, we're
7
great.
yards deep. And then here's the thing: there's 57 seconds left in the game. So instead of kicking the game-winning field goal,
Absolutely.
they kicked the tying field goal. I'd like an explanation why they went for 2 when it was 23-13.
Well, you know what?
Analytics.
They get a date, Ed. I mean,
Oh,
it's
it's
obvious
just-
why. It's not correct. But
There
it's
was
obvious.
I don't
everyone
hate
was looking around and going. Everyone was like stunned.
No, they want to
What
get
are
a
they
date.
doing?
They want to get a
You
date.
never chase points.
No,
Never,
not in
never
the first,
chase
second half,
No.
first half. No, and you know what it comes down to? Here's the worst part. It comes down to the most basic skill in 8th grade football, taking the snap. They're afraid to take the snap.
Here's what I'm going to say. Maybe this sounds stupid. If you're a quarterback and you can't take the snap under center,
Shouldn't be playing.
you're not a quarterback.
No,
shouldn't
no,
be
no.
playing.
That the guy at
Bruce
Tampa
Arians
Bay,
says
Arians
that.
says if you don't take the snap, you're not a quarterback.
Did he say that?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Good for him. So now Pitt 8-2, number 28 AP takes on Virginia Saturday at Heinz Field at 3:30. Pitt favored by 13.5. The big issue is whether quarterback Brendan Armstrong leads the nation in passing. Didn't play against Notre Dame. They got stuffed 28-3 with the ribs. I'm not sure. I think they'll do everything they can to get him to play. That's why they held him out of the Notre Dame game. But if he doesn't play, Virginia has no chance.
I agree with you. What a great statement it was. You talk about a guy that means the whole thing, the whole
He's
team.
60.
Virginia looks lousy without him. And when they play with him, they put up 40 against everybody.
Yeah.
No, that's what I
They
said.
may give up 50.
He averages what?
No, he's
400
an
yards,
amazing
almost 400
quarterback.
yards a
He
game.
is. He can move in.
See, I looked the other day. He was warming up against Notre Dame, and I thought,
he was
well,
wincing.
Yeah, I didn't.
was
That one got passed.
Now, if Pitt wins out, let's say they
Absolutely.
win these, then the ACC 11-2. I'm looking for some interesting matches here in bowl games, like against
They're
Michigan.
going to get a great bowl game.
Michigan,
no, they're tied to
Michigan State.
The ACC champ is tied to a big bowl.
So
There's
they
no,
get a
yeah,
big one.
absolutely.
Yeah,
That's what I thought. I thought
New
they
Year's
had
Day.
To. I
New
thought
Year's
they
Day.
had to. Yeah.
How about playing Michigan?
That'd be exciting.
Michigan, Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Ole Miss is rolling.
Yeah.
Or even
Those are
hey,
exciting
you know
games.
who's coming on strong as good as Wisconsin?
How about A&M?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about
These are good
Pitt
teams.
and A&M?
Those are good teams.
Yeah. Well, they
What a big
they
roll in
got
that
they
game.
got they
Well,
got
they need Auburn to lose. Though.
they need Auburn to lose.
I mean, yeah. If Auburn wins, A&M wins the West.
Michigan 21, Penn State 17. Penn State now 6-4. Do you realize at one point they were 5-0, number 4 in the country? They've lost 4 out of their last 5. They're 10-9 their last 19 games. Has the flavor passed off of Franklin the Glow for him as being one of the top replacements at USC
It has.
or LSU?
It really has. According to what people who are in the know about Penn State, saying this is hurt because they want Franklin out. Penn State fans want him out, and this hurt Penn State because Southern Cal doesn't want him anymore. That's what they're saying. So
I
we'll
heard.
find out.
I saw one of the writers said, "But they get a reprieve this week. They get Rutgers." No, they should, but not the way they're
They
playing.
didn't kill Maryland either. They did not kill. That scores misleading. They had a 90-yard bringback late.
They don't run the football.
They can't run the football.
No, they don't.
They can't
Now,
run
let
the
me
football.
ask you, like if I said all the positions in football, what doesn't Penn State have? Would you have ever thought
Shock.
it was a runner?
But running back.
No, they really do have runners though.
You think so?
No.
But the line
they
is
have
not
4
that
really
good.
good runners.
The
Their
line's
offensive
not
line
that-
is pathetic run blocking.
Yeah,
that's how you know how bad it is. Now, their offensive line is worse than the Big Ten. How you heard me say that? Worse than the Big Ten.
Hey, upset special last week. Baylor knocked
No.
off Oklahoma 27-14. The big game coming up this week is Michigan State at Ohio State. I don't know how that committee, whatever you want to call them, can put Michigan ahead of Michigan State when Michigan State beat them. Here's my top 8. It's Georgia, Oregon, Ohio State, Alabama, Cincy, Notre Dame, Michigan State, and Michigan.
It's about right. It's about right.
Some order. It's going to shake out. Michigan plays Ohio State. Michigan State plays Ohio State. Oregon plays Utah twice. It's going to shake out.
You think if we called them and said, can you just include the 5 power champs
Oh.
in the playoffs and add the 3 at large?
We can check it off every week.
You need a committee of 12.
We can check it off every week.
No. It's
Wouldn't it make it easy?
we said
Wouldn't it make all this talk 5 of them, and now we'll talk
You got
3 more.
You
That's
can
all.
grab Cincinnati. You could have grabbed Coastal Carolina.
Either
last
one.
year.
Yeah, Cincinnati's
If
in.
it showed.
They'd be in for sure this year. So
Right.
that's 6.
And who's your 2 best
And we're
runner-ups?
2
Alabama or Georgia?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alabama be there.
And then
And you could have a Houston
Then you have
at
the 8th
large.
one. The 8th one would be the
possibly.
only one complaining.
Well, let me say this
Notre
about
Dame.
Notre Dame.
Yeah.
and
They're
there's an
11-1. I have no
Right.
problem.
Right.
But here's the thing: Pitt could win the ACC championship,
No,
and they're out of the
no, they're
playoffs.
not in.
So
No, they're
what's
not
the
in.
point of winning your Power
I know.
5
No,
conference?
But how about when they have a chance to make it right, they're going to 12?
Yes.
Hey, local college football PSAC championship: Kutztown 38, Slippery Rock 32. Running back Tim Smith 125 yards. Noah Grover had a good game passing for 298 yards, 2 TDs, but he threw 3 picks. Henry Litwin caught 11 for 112, but they lost Jermaine Wynn Jr. with a season-ending injury to 7th Rock starter to go down with injury in the last 3 games. Next up for the Rock, 9-2. They're in the playoffs. They go against Notre Dame College of Ohio at Notre Dame.
You cannot against good teams. You can do it against lousy teams. You can't throw 3 interceptions against good teams that win.
No, in the
You can't do it.
championship
No, you
game.
can't do it.
At Westminster 31, Geneva 6. They tie with CMU for the championship of the President's Athletic Conference, but they don't get the bid.
No, head-to-head.
CMU gets it.
Head-to-head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Grove City 56, Till nothing. Grove City 73. They will host 6-4 Utica in the Whitelaw Bowl at Grove City.
Yeah, that'll be good for them.
They've come a long way. This is big
Yes.
for them. It's
Hey,
big for
4
them.
or 5
yes.
years ago, they couldn't win a game.
Right.
They went 3 years without winning.
I know.
So let's move on. I'm going to mention this before I move on. Back to himself, Boston College quarterback Phil Jakovic threw for 310 yards,
He's
2
really good.
touchdowns, rushed for 71, and 3 TDs. They beat Georgia Tech 41-32 in those since he's come back. He's high on the list for next year of guys like
question.
Kirk Herbstreit.
No question, big time player. We knew that all along, though. We watched him play.
Come on, Phil, you need one more win, buddy.
Yeah, and another local player starting at left guard for Notre Dame from Pine Ridge, and Andrew Kristofic, who's drawing rave praise from Brian Kelly for his physicality.
I like hearing that.
Now let's go to the NFL. Steelers 16, Lions 16, in a game in which the Steelers were just awful. No Ben. But yet, and they had Mason Rudolph in his first start in the year throw 50 passes. You guys tell me what you think about that. Najee Harris had 105 yards, but the Steelers' defense, guys, you've heard me say this how many years you can run on the Steelers. The Lions racked them up for 229 yards rushing.
They are who they are.
Swifty.
They're the best they can be, right? They have a whole new offensive line. They lost Watt during the game. The two has been out all year. They're who they are. They're the best they can be. They're not real good, Eddie. I say it on the show all along.
Of all the winning teams in the NFL, I think they're the worst.
Yeah, they are, and they're the best they can
They
be.
should beat the Lions. That's the other side.
And then you're right there.
But they
There's
do.
no
They do
question.
beat them. The Roethlisberger plays. I watched the game. Rudolph missed 7 open receivers by himself. He just can't do it. They got to get rid of him. I've been saying it all along. You cannot quarterback in the NFL against Detroit. And you're missing throwing the ball. Was it the weather, Eddie? Maybe I'll give him credit for that.
I don't put it all on him. Some of it goes on him. But then again, when you haven't started in the year, and it's typical backups in the NFL, they come in, they show their rust. But then again, he was jumping up in the air for bad snaps from Kendrick Green.
Oh, that was snap.
How about the one snap? That's right.
And other times he was running for his life.
See, I thought he was going to get that and throw it so they wouldn't lose the yardage.
That's what he should have done.
And
He let Harris get it.
Yes.
See, he didn't.
Yeah.
He should have been thinking on the
I
run.
know,
Pick
I
that
know.
up
Right.
and throw it.
I agree.
He should have.
I didn't think
Yes.
that one time he took a hit. I didn't think he was going
Because
to
he
get
was
up.
out. Oh, he got yeah.
I didn't think he was getting up.
I'll give him credit for that. He's a top soccer.
Now, those overtime fumbles by Johnson and
do
Freiermuth
it.
killed the Steelers.
Well, the Firemuth won. They weren't going to get a playoff anyway. So that was done. The game was over.
Yeah, he was on the 38. That's 55-yarder.
Yeah.
That kid's earned that right.
Yes.
And that
Right?
field goal
Kick that, Boswell.
field goal
He's a
kicker,
good kicker, boy.
the kicker for Detroit. I wouldn't have him kick for one of our local high schools.
Hey, what was that?
It wasn't close.
was that a
it?
one? That was a corn
It
cob
went
over the.
underneath right under.
It looked like when those old, they threw a corn cob over the outhouse. It just wobbled.
I forgot to add that. Claypool and Schuster aren't playing either. I mean, they're decimated. I'm saying,
But you know what, Albert? Across the NFL,
I know that, but I'm talking about
decimated
but
with
Pittsburgh
injury.
can't do it because they don't have enough depth.
Right.
Roethlisberger, that's where Roethlisberger killed the team. He took all the money.
Hey, around the NFL, look out. And by the way, the Steelers are at the Chargers. The Chargers are favored. The Steelers better win because the rest of the schedule, they got Cincy,
They got a tough
Baltimore,
schedule in the
Vikings,
NFL.
Tennessee. But around the NFL, Kansas City, Mahomes, they're getting back 41-14 over Las Vegas. Improved defense. That's a big difference with their defense is much better.
I'm gonna wait and see. I really am because I think Vegas is went in the pot.
Yeah.
I think I don't.
With all the issues.
KC might be them, but I want to see them do it again.
Look
because
like it's
they got
Dallas.
Dallas.
Vegas. Dallas. So that
Vegas
Dallas.
is
KC and
Yeah,
Dallas
Dallas
this
should be a
week.
decent game.
I'm gonna give your guy to do this week.
Yeah.
Belichick.
Yeah.
No, he has New England really playing.
Yeah.
No, he has New
Yeah,
England
that
playing.
45-7
No, I'm
over
giving him
Cleveland.
credit.
They've won 4 straight, 6-4. Guess what the disparity in scoring has been in those 4 wins?
Oh, I know. It's
150-50.
No, he hasn't playing. I gotta give him
know.
credit.
And guess who's the 4th-rated quarterback in the NFL?
They don't ask him to do anything stupid.
They did a comparison between Brady's rookie year and short passes and that, and they're almost identical.
They are identical.
So they don't put extra pressure on them.
That's exactly right.
But he's throwing the ball. He's getting it right in there, pinpointing it. You know, we said before, you want a quarterback with a strong arm, right, but it's not always a guarantee. Montana never had a strong
accuracy.
But I heard the former coach, coach with the Ryan, who said that he has a touch. He throws the ball before the receivers break, and it's right there for them when
That's why
they
you do
turn.
it. That's why you do. You know what they do, Eddie? Back to you. There's twice I give you to do today, Eddie. What's going on here?
Yeah.
They're running the football.
Yeah.
New
Yeah,
England
they
runs
run
the
it.
football.
Boy, they are
And you know what? You don't know who's running it. With
Yes.
them.
No, they're
Right.
the same guy.
always a committee.
No. Yes.
Hey, Tampa Bay, they lost before their open week, and then they lost after 2 straight losses. They lose to Washington 29-19. The Tampa defense, I know Brady threw 2 picks, but the Tampa defense, which was so good, what has happened to them?
Eddie, you're on fire. That's why they lost. That's why they're losing.
Yeah.
19-play drive by a Washington Redskins. I never heard that before. They
10
couldn't get
minutes.
off the field.
10 minutes.
They couldn't get off the field.
And you know what? Let me say this. I watched the Rams and the 49ers last night. I don't care how good your playbook is, how thick it is. You don't play with intensity and brute force in the NFL. You don't win. The 49ers brought that intensity to the game, and they overwhelmed
Number 5
the
fighting
Rams.
with the coaches on the sideline and throwing his helmet down.
He's a bum.
You want
Yeah.
to talk about a front
He's the
runner?
bum.
Oh,
It's really simple. He just was blessed with
that's
so
what
much
they
ability
call
that
it.
they put up with him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because Jalen Ramsey does not care about anybody but
Jalen
himself.
I go to my famous quote of all times by Lombardi. You have all the plays in the world you want. It comes down to blocking and tackling.
It
You
does.
don't do it, you don't win.
Truth.
And hey, who's hot again? Buffalo bounces back. In the NFL each week, it's just crazy
It
what's
is
going
crazy.
It's easy to bounce back when you got the Jets. Okay?
Jets.
That's like those pregame talks and all those player meetings.
But
Who pitches tomorrow?
on. But they did lose to Jacksonville the week
Absolutely.
before.
No,
It's
the Jets
just
beat some. The Jets beat a good team.
hey, you know the hot team is Tennessee, 7th straight win, 23-21 over the Saints. Carolina pounds Arizona 34-10, but kudos to James Conner with 11 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who's not hot. The referees. I want to put a,
Hey,
I want
I
to put a
didn't,
circle
I didn't
around.
have time. I wanted to
Oh
talk
my
about
gosh.
roughing the quarterback.
Oh, Eddie.
Anymore, if you run too hard by him,
Yes.
it's roughing
Yes.
the quarterback.
You
Hey,
bring-
that's it for us. We run out of time. We'll see you next week.
From high school sports to community events and beyond, you can find all of your favorite local shows on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
Hi, I'm Tricia from the Butler Buzz. You can watch my show or other local programming like Up for Adoption or Hunting Nostalgia, only on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
Check us out right now on Channel 100 or search Armstrong Neighborhood Channel on YouTube for playlists and much more. Spirit, town pride, community. This is the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.